Belatedly, we're going to do the news round. We obviously kicked off the show with Kathleen over in Perth. Mick is back here with us. Hello.
Hey, Joe.
Anne-Marie Donelan, hello to you.
Hey, Joe.
So, let's go through the stories of the day. Away from Ireland, obviously, not quite bowing out, but certainly progression will not be happening. They have Nigeria to come on Monday. Spain are through.
Yeah, Spain safely through to the last 16 of the FIFA Women's World Cup. That's after a 5-0 win over Zambia in Group C in Auckland today. And that result also means that Japan are into the knockout stages following their 2-0 win over Costa Rica. Those two sides, Spain and Japan, play it out for top spot in Group C on Monday in Wellington.
Mick, we were talking with Kathleen, obviously, before the news round there. 3 minutes in, things were going bloody well. On the verge of half-time, things were going very well, and Ireland do have a habit of conceding these goals just before half-time. So less well, and then the second half, Canada started to show why they're so good. Because first half I was thinking, is it Olympic champions? Are these aren't all that. In the second half they were all that.
Yeah, they were. They did show their quality, but like you do wonder what kind of a fillip it gave them going in at half time 1-1 instead of 1-0 down. You know, maybe they start fighting, maybe it's anger and recrimination in the dressing room rather than come on, we have this. And things are very, very different in the second half. And like, in fairness, like Ireland have a really, really good display in the first half that kind of like stopped Canada playing a little bit as well, and I think played very well the last day. They've been beaten by an odd goal in 2 games against 2 of the top teams. It's like this isn't a sort of a disastrous World Cup that we have to go and kind of have a post-mortem about. It's kind of what we expected to happen. You know, they've been unlucky, I would say, not to get at least a draw from one of those 2 games, but you know, here we are. I have to say though, I can't let any more time go by without talking about this, and I didn't pull the bloody clip because I forgot, but 3 minutes in, Katie McCabe did what?
An Olympica, apparently it's called, scored directly from a corner. Steve Staunton, as you rightly put out, Douglas Louise, as we call it as certain Aston Villa fans, right? But I've seen it 3 times in my life. 2 of them were last season, in fairness, from Douglas Louise. The other time was Steve Staunton. And yet here on the show last night, me and Will talking about it, I predicted that Ireland would score directly from a corner. That actually happened. I should have the clip to prove it, but I don't. Do you want to continue?
No, I did think it was Megan Connolly that was going to do it as opposed to Katie McCabe, but
yeah. Do you want to continue the Golden Cleric Award speech here, or?
I think it's look, if I had said Ireland were going to lose 2-1, I don't think I'd be bringing it up now, but I mean, come on, I said I've seen this happen 3 times in my life and I predicted it would happen, and it did after 3 minutes.
It's impressive.
I need people to be more amazed by it.
Maybe if we'd won with that corner
I sent it into the group and I said, lads, this is amazing. I said this last night, I didn't even get a reply.
Yeah, I wasn't pushed. If we'd won the game with your prediction, it would have been a more memorable
I
moment.
do understand that, obviously, yeah.
Sorry, let me hear you, Mick. Amazing.
Just saying, I know my football, Joe.
Yeah, like Anne-Marie speechless there. Either speechless or just zoned out listening to you give yourself credit on the radio. I'm not sure which, Anne-Marie.
Yeah, you've blown me away there,
like,
Mick.
if I'm never going to get credit from anybody else, then I have to do it for myself, you know?
No, listen.
I didn't hear you make this call last night.
I didn't either.
Yeah.
Okay, well,
allegedly.
that's now you're going to have to make me go fish it out.
It was an amazing goal.
Trust me.
And a great moment.
It was a great
goal. And she'll always have
and
that.
she was brilliant today.
Yeah, she
wasn't she? She really kind of like took the
fight
game
in the second half.
Yeah, took the game scruff of the neck. Her run inside from the right wing was absolutely such top quality. It's just such a pity we just didn't have that little bit more around her. Denise O'Sullivan had one of her quietest games ever for Ireland. She just nothing could get going. All the only way she does that, where she gets the ball in an awkward position, she has that little touch and creates the space. Every time it happened, it just went away from her.
No,
today.
I've never seen that happen to Denise O'Sullivan. Like, never. It makes me wonder, is she more injured than we think or something? But yeah, it's a pity it happened on that stage. We should push on. It was a very good day for Ireland in the World Aquatics Championships.
Yeah, another good day. Ireland's Daniel Whiffen set a new European record in the 800 metre freestyle final at the World Aquatics Championships today. The County Down native just missed out on a medal in Japan as he finished 4th. He clocked a time of 7 minutes 39.19 seconds. He already booked his place at next year's Olympics with a new Irish record in his semi-final yesterday. And you did say on the show last night, every time Daniel Whiffen swims, he sets a new record. I actually did hear Mick say that last night.
A new Irish record, yeah. Now he's breaking
this.
European records and everything. Daniel Whiffen
We got a lot
do no wrong.
We got a lot of interaction from the swimming community in Ireland actually after saying that yesterday. But he was unbelievable today. But here's the thing: 1500's his event.
So you got a lot of interaction for your whiffing, but nothing for your corner.
No.
That's a killer.
I didn't clip the corner thing, you see, that's the problem.
Okay.
But 800 metres finishes fourth, new European record. Like, I mean, genuine, like very, very close to a medal at the World Championship level a year out from the Olympics, and the 1500's his event. So, like, this is someone to start getting very, very excited about here. You know?
No, point taken, very much so. Moving to rugby, Mac Hansen is on the show after 9 o'clock as the World Cup very much comes into view. On that theme, Ben Healy going to start this weekend.
That's right. The former Munster out half Ben Healy will start for Scotland for the first time this weekend. Gregor Townend has named the 24-year-old at number 10 for their World Cup warm-up game against Italy. The Tipperary native qualifies to play for the Scots through his mother. He left Munster at the end of last season to join Edinburgh and may feature for Scotland against Ireland at the upcoming World Cup.
Yeah, I mean, he finished off the season with Munster in extraordinary form, painfully extraordinary form for Irish fans. So I've no doubt he's going to kick on and really do something for Scotland if he keeps that up. The clock is coming against us. We might skip ahead to news ahead of the All-Ireland football final on Sunday. Bit of a blow for Kerry. They don't have endless depth in their bench. Tony Brosnan was generally a good man to come off the bench. He's
been ruled out of Sunday's All-Ireland final against Dublin. The Irish Examiner reporting today that the Dr. Crope's clubman is struggling with a recurring respiratory condition. Meanwhile, Kerry defender Tadhg Morley says he loves playing against Dublin. The centre-back won his first All-Ireland against Galway last year when he was also named an All-Star. Looking ahead to this Sunday, the 30-year-old who made his debut back in 2016 told Tommy Rooney that he's relishing what the day will bring.
It's just the challenge of it, really, to be honest. Like, they were the best team back then. They're still the best team, or one of the best teams now. There's just a huge challenge, the way they put that squeeze on you, all their top players. That's what you want. Like, you want to be playing against the best players. You want to be challenged like that. They're always tight games. They're always nip and tuck. They're always 1 point, or whatever the case may be. So I don't think I'll be as nervous this time as I was in 2016 maybe, but it's always a great occasion, really. I'm half a dub myself, like, so I have a lot of my mum's a dub, so I have a lot of family up around Clontarf, Portmarnock and stuff like that, so it's a big occasion for the family, right?
That's great. What's the, like, Killarney, do they just let you off, like they're so used to All-Ireland finals here that you're not kind of getting what's it like, or is there a buzz, or?
There's a buzz around, obviously, but the Kerry people kind of leave you to yourself, really. Maybe, like, obviously you might meet a few kids or whatever, obviously, and you give them time, but the majority of people kind of leave you be, really. They know that you're concentrating on something else, but you'd be kind of staying out. Like, it's Killarney's a busy town, like, you might be staying out of it a little bit these couple of weeks, and just staying to your own people, like, you know.
Yeah, we've got Colin Boyle and Darren O'Sullivan on the way after 8 o'clock. Lads will have brilliant analysis ahead of that game. Any other stories you want to squeeze in?
Liverpool captain Jordan Henderson has posted his goodbye message to supporters on social media and is set to be confirmed as an Al-Ettifaq player. Henderson's controversial transfer to Saudi Arabia's Pro League will see his Liverpool salary tripled. The club are set to get around 13 million, and this brings his 12-year Anfield career to an end. During that time, he won 7 major trophies, including the Champions League and the Premier League.
Could they not squeeze out more than 13 million off them?
Well, if Mbappe's worth 300, what's Jordan worth? Got to be 50.
I thought they'd get 25, 30 million for Jordan Henderson just by deciding that they wanted it. Like, you know, you're not exactly with hard negotiators there, I would imagine.
I understand the lure of tax-free 700 grand a week.
And
it's very hard to be judgmental
everything, Joe.
about that. To what extent do you think this will tarnish someone who was deemed very progressive and spoke out in various issues when he's in a pundit's chair? Although, admittedly, he won't need to go into punditry for the money. But, you know, in future endeavours, do you think this is the kind of thing that'll hang over him, or almost be half forgotten? And didn't he go? Where did he go after Liverpool?
Hang over him where?
In the minds of, I don't know.
See, this is my question.
Twitter,
like, you're going on TNT as it is now, or Sky or something like that. You know, you're not dealing with people who are going to be calling you out for playing for Saudi Arabia. Plus, everybody's doing it. I don't know. Like, I mean, I still prefer that Jordan Henderson took the stances he did in his time, particularly as an England player, than having not done it. But is it a little bit undermined?
A little bit.
I don't know. You'd have to talk to LGBT people like to see what they think on it as opposed to us. But for me, I think that it smacks of a little bit of like, oh, you were all very for it until it came to affecting your wallet, you know.
The nature of the move in the last 2 weeks will probably annoy Liverpool fans in particular. You know, it's fine to go towards the end of your career, but tell the club in March or April, not July, when you're being lured by this obviously huge money. You know, Jurgen Klopp all of a sudden has a bigger problem than he thought he did in midfield just a couple of months ago now. So I think the idea that it's the nature of the move, like the last 2 weeks, how they've played out, will annoy Liverpool fans.
Is Fabinho gone? Or he's on his way, isn't he?
Fabinho's about to go, and Milner's gone, Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain's gone. So he's lost 4.
And Naby Keita.
He's lost 5 midfielders
from 1 year.
Yeah, a midfield that was in chronic need of regeneration.
And look, Thiago, I don't think is going to be fit either by the looks of things.
Doesn't look
at the
like
start
it.
of the year either. So
yeah, we are out of time. Sorry, slightly shorter news round than usual this evening. Michael McCarthy, who did predict Ireland would score from corner,
and that Daniel Whiffen would break an Irish record.
Yeah, listen.
When does Whiffen swim again?
I don't know. I think there's usually a big gap between the 815 for obvious reasons.
Yeah, and Amory Donelan, thank you very much.
Predict anything.
Predicted nothing.
No.
Like myself. Back in a sec.
The Newsround on Off the Ball. This is News Talk.